to Cryptocurrency vlog number 12. I'm your host, Brent Nally, and today is December 4th, 2017.
And hey guys, this is Christopher Lau here. We're going to be giving you a little bit of update of what's happening in the crypto world right now, and we're going to be talking about the 7 network effects of Bitcoin. So let's start from here.
The big cryptocurrency news today is that the leader of Venezuela has decided to create a cryptocurrency for the country of Venezuela. I haven't had a whole lot of time to research this, and nobody really has because it was just announced this morning. However, details will come out, but from my initial research, it doesn't look like this is going to work out very well for Venezuela, and it will probably crumble and fall apart. But nevertheless, you never want to invest in a fiat cryptocurrency because those two things don't make sense together. They're oxymorons. So the whole point of cryptocurrencies is that it's trusted by math and not by people, much less politicians who you don't elect, which are central bankers essentially. So just as a recap to everybody, if you haven't watched this vlog from the beginning, please watch from vlog 1 and go all the way through to vlog 12 here where we are. But we do not want to trust central bankers who we do not elect. We want to trust math. That's what cryptocurrency is all about. You trust Bitcoin, you trust Ethereum, you trust the system. You do the research, you look into it, you trust the math, and you trust the algorithms, and you trust the transparency, being able to audit the blockchain of Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever of these other altcoins you're invested in at all times. And you do not have to trust people who put on costumes and call themselves central bankers. You trust the math. All right, I hope that's clear. And that is the big news in cryptocurrency as of today. This weekend I saw Bitcoin hit $198 billion as a market cap and then pulled back. So a new all-time high for Bitcoin since we filmed vlog 11, and we're having a new all-time high in between every single vlog at this point right now. So it's really exciting times. Also, the cryptocurrency market cap in general hit a new all-time high of $351 billion this weekend. I want to point out a mistake that I made from vlog 11 and we didn't catch in editing. I said that the cryptocurrency market cap was at 100 billion roughly, but really it was at 300 billion, and that was less than a week ago. So you heard me correctly that the market cap overall of all the cryptocurrencies went from 300 billion about 5 days ago to $350 billion. And the cryptocurrency market cap is currently sitting at $340 billion as we sit here now at about noon Pacific time on December 4th, 2017. A few years ago, a longtime Bitcoin hodler and early investor named Trace Mayer created what he calls the 7 network effects of Bitcoin. I think these 7 network effects are interesting and something that everybody should take a little bit of a deeper dive into. I don't agree with all the details of Trace Mayer on these 7 network effects, and I'll point out the differences that I see. Nevertheless, I feel that these 7 network effects are incredibly important for everybody to at least learn about. Check out the link below of the 7 network effects of Bitcoin, and there'll also be a link in the description of this video. So, network effect number 1 is speculation. When Bitcoin first went live on January 3rd, 2009, we already had much speculation of Bitcoin before that, from October 31st, 2008 until January 3rd, 2009. That time period, Satoshi had the white paper online, and many people were talking about would this idea even work or not, and they came to the conclusion that it was kind of worth building, so Satoshi went and built the software. But let's rewind even before that. There's been many digital currencies that have been theorized and speculated and even created in the 20 years before 2009. And many of them failed for specific reasons. That's a whole nother vlog in itself, so we won't get into details. But understand that at the high level, Bitcoin was not the first digital currency that was created. And keep in mind, when I use the term digital currency, separate that from all the existing currencies that have been digital for the last 40 years or so, since the 1970s. As an example, the dollar is a digital currency, the euro, all the big currencies are digital right now. But we're talking about a private entity creating an open source software and creating it essentially out of nothing and it being non-fiat. So that is what we're referring to here when I'm talking about a digital currency. So for many reasons, Bitcoin is a great speculation for investors with high tolerance of risk. So in stage one, when Bitcoin was very young in the years 2009, 10, and 11, if you know a little bit about economics and you know a little bit about computer science and cryptography, then Bitcoin was a great investment for speculators who have very high tolerance of risk, and those who held on to their coins from that point in time are incredibly wealthy today. Trace Mayer's second network effect of Bitcoin is merchant adoption. Trace Mayer believes that merchants will start adopting Bitcoin because they can avoid expensive credit card fees and transactions and have the fees to be much cheaper. Keep in mind, back in this time from 2011 to roughly 2013, Bitcoin transactions were essentially incredibly fast, about a second or a few seconds, and incredibly cheap, less than a penny or even free. Kind of like how Bitcoin Cash is right now. And so that explains the debate of kind of the Bitcoin maximalists who want those features to be available free and instant transactions, which aren't available on Bitcoin right now. Transactions are taking about 45 minutes to 2 hours on Bitcoin and costing around $5 on average as we're filming today on December 4th, 2017. So where I disagree with a little bit on Trace Mayer here is that Trace Mayer believes that once 1 through 4 Bitcoin network effects occur, then they're set in stone, and 5, 6, and 7 occur regardless of whether certain aspects like the medium of exchange I just mentioned of the fast and cheap transactions wears off or not. So I personally believe that Bitcoin cannot just continue to have slow and expensive transactions indefinitely, or Bitcoin will eventually lose that top cryptocurrency market cap position as it currently does have. That's a personal belief of mine, and it goes much deeper into a conversation that we don't have time for now. Future vlog, potentially. Okay, so network effect number 3 is consumer adoption, because Trace Mayer believes that once merchants have Bitcoin, they'll start seeing it kind of from a marketing standpoint, and the consumers will say, hey, why don't I start paying with this Bitcoin stuff? It seems like it makes sense to save on transactions. Like on Amazon, you can use a service called Purse, P-U-R-S-E, to save 20% on some Bitcoin transactions. This was more true a few years ago. Now with the Bitcoin fees being high, that value proposition has kind of died off. Again, kind of reiterating what I mentioned with the network effect number 2. Network effect number 4 is security. Merchant, consumer, and speculator adoption drove the price of Bitcoin higher and higher, which then led to more Bitcoin miners to be incentivized to come in and mine Bitcoin and further secure the system. This cycle has continued to go over and over again, making Bitcoin the most secure blockchain in the world, and I believe the most secure computer database on the planet as well too. So again, when you hear about all these hacks going around of all these major companies, Equifax, JP Morgan Chase, Facebook, Target, Home Depot, the list goes on and on and on, but Bitcoin has not been hacked and very, very, very likely will not be hacked in any time in the near future, meaning 2-3 years. Anything after that, and who knows, but it's incredibly unlikely to even be hacked in 3+ years unless something crazy happens that's outside of the paradigm of what all the experts are looking at right now. Remember that Bitcoin is the most hacked upon network on the planet. So it's not like hackers, brilliant hackers, are not trying to hack the Bitcoin network constantly at all times. Massive attacks coming from everywhere, but doesn't even get close to affecting the Bitcoin blockchain at all. Bitcoin network effect number 5 is developer mindshare. So once the Bitcoin network has been built out, then the developers can take these pretty simple ideas of Bitcoin and the simple machine. Bitcoin is a dumb, predictable network, and then the developers can create more complex algorithms to create smart contracts. Bitcoin's decentralization allows for innovation without permission, and it's trustless. And so here's where I disagree with Trace Mayer a little bit. Trace Mayer believes that altcoins like Ethereum and Litecoin. Here's where I also disagree with Trace Mayer a little bit. I disagree with Trace Mayer a bit here because Trace believes that altcoins like Litecoin and Ethereum pose no threat to Bitcoin at this point. And I think that's a little naive. Maybe I'm wrong. Trace is really smart. He bought Bitcoin in 2010 or something, and he's probably worth 400, 500, maybe even $1 billion at this point. based off his Bitcoin investment. But I do believe he might be a little drunk off his own wealth. Then again, he's had years and years and years to study the Bitcoin community and the network. Bitcoin network effect number 6 is financialization. So Bitcoin will eat up more and more of the existing fiat banking system in all sorts of industries like remittances, micropayments, derivatives, all sorts of financial currency trading. Also peer-to-peer lending, financial securities, and stock trading as well too will eventually be completed on Bitcoin according to Trace Mayer. And also here I disagree with Trace Mayer a bit. I don't think that these things are set in stone or final. I think that there's many other strong competitors to Bitcoin for a lot of these applications that I just mentioned, but time will tell. But regardless of if it's the actual Bitcoin network or another cryptocurrency network that fills all of these niches that I mentioned from Trace Mayer, I do believe that a decentralized autonomous organization that uses the blockchain and some type of cryptography or token or coin will end up being the new paradigm that overtakes the entire financial industry and really the internet as a whole in enough time. And Bitcoin network effect number 7 is, drumroll, world reserve currency. So the end effect here is for Bitcoin to eventually replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, and pretty much all financial transactions will be on the blockchain. Trace Mayer believes that it will be the Bitcoin blockchain that is doing all of the major financial transactions and minor transactions eventually, like micropayments. So you go and buy a home, your title is going to be registered on the blockchain, so it's immutable and nobody can dispute that you own that home. Same thing with all securities, all financial possessions, car titles, loans, you name it, all going to be on the blockchain. I definitely don't think that this decision has already been made. I wonder if Trace Mayer still believes this today, December 4th, 2017, because he did write these 7 network effects quite a while ago. But again, like network effect number 6, I do strongly believe that whether it's the Bitcoin network that ends up as the world's reserve currency and doing all these transactions, I'm personally incredibly convinced that it is going to be, again, a decentralized autonomous organization that uses blockchain technology and cryptocurrency to secure the network and handle all of these types of financial transactions we've discussed. So make sure that you Google 7 network effects of Bitcoin if you haven't already yet, and read up on it a little bit more. Just wanted to throw these ideas out there and get people thinking about the network effects and where we are in this paradigm and how things could be continuing to change and how you can use this to help your investment strategy. All right, everybody, so please just a reminder to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and you're on YouTube right now. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed if not already. Click on that bell next to subscribe to get notifications for new videos. Please comment. I answer all comments eventually on YouTube, hopefully within a few days. And strongly encourage you sharing this information to your friends, family, and network as well too. We're trying to build a cryptocurrency community of trust so we can drown out all that FUD, all that fear, uncertainty, and doubt about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. All right, everybody, we will see you soon for vlog 13. Peace.